Okay, I decided for this project, this is my Albert Durer animal pattern project. I have over here, I don't know if you can see this on my computer, um, the picture that I decided I was going to use. It's a little koala bear. I tried to find something with a good composition, looks good, not just the animal, but also the background. And then I drew it on just a piece of this manila paper, nothing too special. I want you to draw it on the manila paper because if you make a mistake, then we can erase whatever. You will be drawing in pencil. You couldn't see it in pencil, so I quickly went over it in marker. From that step on, once you've drawn it, you've got the easy part down. The rest of it will be kind of a cutting out and fitting things together almost like a puzzle. Now, I could not find a small piece of brown over there, but I have tons of brown and it's all kind of old. So I thought the first thing I was going to do is put in this tree branch here. I'm just going to cut that out to begin with. I didn't think I needed to trace that. It's just a tree branch. If I get it approximately the right angle, I can always trim it off. So here's my tree branch. See the rest of that over there. It looks like there's going to be a little less there, but okay. All right, I'm going to set that aside. My next part that I need then is the shape of my koala. I'm going to go ahead and cut out around him and then trace him. I know I probably could have drawn him right onto a piece of paper, but for you guys, drawing is still just a little bit more challenging. So I think it's easiest if you draw him once and you get it right, it might be easiest to just take that and use it as a pattern. So it should be fairly simple after that. I'm just going to go ahead and cut across there because I'm not going to need that branch on there. Save these. Here's my koala shape. I am going to make my koala out of blue. These are not going to be realistically colored. I'm going to trace in black Sharpie so that you can see it, but you will just use a pencil. Okay, once I get that done, set that aside. Here's my basic shape for my koala. I don't want that black to show up, so I may just cut just on the inside of that, but it'll give me an idea. Turn my TV down a little bit. Sorry, I'm watching the Huskers play some volleyball. And then we're going to start piecing together the paper to create a collage of our koala. I'm trying to go fast, but you'll want to go a little bit slower and make sure things are a little bit more exact than what I'm doing. So this is my background piece of paper, which I've chosen. Obviously, it's not realistic. I thought about choosing green, and I thought, I don't want to choose green. I'm going to put some green leaves in here. I think this overlaps, if I remember right. Nope, it goes about right here is where this part goes. Okay, so however, you can see that I've got to have some little blue fingers. So if I want to show that, I can come down here, cut out my fingers, which are far from perfect anyway, but take this, put it on my blue, cut it or trace it, cut it out, stick it on here. Pretend that I did that. I'm not going to take your time, but you're going to pretend that these are in blue, and then I can take and put those on there so that you can see my little fingers. As I'm looking at at this, there's a big shadow right underneath his neck, all the way down to his hand. So I think I want to make that a different color. So I'm actually going to just take and cut out the part of the koala that is not the arm, that is not the branch. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to make it into, oh, I probably, honestly, if I had my choice, I'd get a navy blue, but I didn't bring a navy blue up here. So I'm going to use dark green. Honestly, you see this finished, it probably won't be dark green because what I want for dark green will be, I brought that up for the leaves and stuff. Not that it has to be realistic, but I thought if I made my koala blue, I could at least make my leaves green just because I think it'd be a nice color scheme. So I can cut this out. And this should fit. If I don't know exactly where it fits, I slide this back on here. I actually got two of them on accident, but and know that, okay, it's going to go right in there. Now I can see, actually I have this the wrong way. That's part of the problem. There we go. And now that would be the shadow underneath his chin. Then I could actually cut this arm out, put it on here in a different color, maybe a light blue right here. That might look nice. And then cut his little nose, mouth area out, put it right here, his eyes in his eyes. So I fit all that together. Then in the background, I have all these shapes of leaves. I think this went this way, this went this way. And I could, if you've taken a lot of time drawing it, I could cut this out, trace it, and cut it again. But I mean, after all, they're only leaves. It might be easier to just take my paper and cut some leaves and piece things together. But we do want our backgrounds to look good. Maybe I want to make some of the branch that they're hanging off of the dark green, and then hang these leaves on here however we see fit, and then the other leaves in the background. So that's kind of where we're going with this. I'm going to finish this so that you can see it after I have it all collaged together.